Hey everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever walked past an old, abandoned building and felt a chill run down your spine? That feeling that you're being watched from one of those dark, empty windows? Today, we're diving deep into that feeling with 3 bone-chilling stories from places left to rot. These tales come from urban explorers who ventured where they shouldn't hunt, have and found something waiting for them in the dark. So, turn down the lights, get comfortable, and let's explore the shadows together. Our first story comes from a guy named Mark who explored an old, abandoned sanatorium in upstate New York. This place was notorious for its brutal patient treatments back in the day. Mark and his friend, Chloe, went in at dusk, armed with flashlights and cameras. The air inside was heavy and cold, thick with the smell of decay and dust. They moved through decaying wards, the floors littered with rusted medical equipment and rotting mattresses. As they reached the top floor, the children's wing, they heard a faint, rhythmic sound. Thump, thump. It sounded like a ball being bounced against a wall. They froze, listening. The bouncing was slow, deliberate, and it was coming from a room at the end of the long, dark corridor. Mustering their courage, they crept closer. As they peered into the room, their flashlight beams landed on an old, tattered rubber ball sitting perfectly still in the center of the floor. The thumping sound stopped instantly, but as they turned to leave, they heard a child's whisper right behind them, clear as day, say, "Don't go." They didn't look back, they just ran. Next, we head to an abandoned factory on the outskirts of Chicago. This place used to manufacture dolls, thousands of them, before it shut down after a mysterious fire in the 1950s. A group of paranormal investigators decided to spend the night. Everything was quiet for the first few hours. They set up their gear in the main assembly hall, a huge, cavernous space where doll parts limbs, heads, and torsos were still scattered everywhere. Around 2 a.m., one of their motion-activated cameras in a far corner started going off repeatedly. When they checked the footage, they saw nothing. But then, one of the investigators, Sarah, noticed something odd. A pile of porcelain doll heads near the camera seemed different. They were slowly, almost imperceptibly, turning to face the camera. She pointed her flashlight at them, and they stopped moving. But as soon as she lowered the light, the subtle scraping sound of porcelain on concrete started again. They decided to pack up, but as they were leaving, they heard a high-pitched giggle echo through the hall, followed by a chorus of tiny, cracking voices all whispering the same word, "Mama." Our final story takes us to an abandoned lighthouse on the rugged coast of Maine. It was decommissioned after its keeper, a man named Thomas, vanished without a trace during a violent storm in the early 1900s. A young couple, Liam and Jenna, thought it would be a romantic, spooky adventure to boat out and spend the night. They settled in the keeper's old living quarters at the base of the tower. As night fell, a thick fog rolled in from the sea, blanketing everything. That is when they started hearing footsteps on the metal spiral staircase that led up to the lamp room. Slow, heavy, climbing footsteps. They called out, thinking maybe another explorer had shown up, but there was no reply. The footsteps continued, ascending the tower. They huddled together, terrified, listening as the steps reached the top. Then, silence. A few moments later, the lighthouse's massive lamp, which had been dark for nearly a century, flickered to life, casting a powerful, sweeping beam across the foggy ocean. It stayed lit for almost a minute before dying out again. Then, they heard the footsteps again, this time descending the stairs, coming for them. They scrambled out of the lighthouse, jumped into their boat, and didn't look back until they were safely on the mainland. They say on foggy nights, you can still see the phantom light from the abandoned tower, a lonely beacon in the dark. And those are our stories for tonight. It makes you wonder what really lingers in these forgotten places after the people are long gone. What have you experienced in an abandoned building? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed these creepy tales, don't forget to like and subscribe for more chills. Stay safe out there, and until next time, sweet dreams.